And before I get started, Peter mentioned the international flavor of what we have here today. And it's also really exciting to note the diversity of folks that we have in the room here. We have people from New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. We have Federal Highway. We have EPA. We have DEP. We have all of our agents, our regional providers, coming together to hear this important discussion. And I think from a Metropolitan Planning organization, this is just an exciting, groundbreaking piece of work that's happening here at the NJTPA. I'd like to certainly thank Freeholder Palmer. I'd like to thank our Regional Administrator, Ernie Blaze, for joining us this morning, along with Sandy Brilhart and Karen Rosen. Karen's back here. We have our Federal Highway partners here in the room today. Who's hosting much of the trip that you folks are going beyond. I understand tomorrow you're going to Louisiana. So they've been on quite a whirlwind, landing yesterday at LaGuardia. You're going out of LaGuardia tomorrow, I believe, and going to Baton Rouge. And we're one stop along the way here. So we thank you for taking the time to be with us and share with us. I would like to echo Freeholder Palmer's sentiments in thanking you for attending and noting the diversity of folks that are here today. Given that maybe a few of you may be a little bit unfamiliar with NJTPA is, I want to just spend a quick moment to explain who we are. NJTPA is a federally authorized metropolitan planning organization. We exist throughout the United States. There's about 350 organizations such as ours. We serve the 13-county northern New Jersey and central New Jersey region. There's folks from DVRPC are here. That's the Delaware Valley. They cover that area, and our sister agency, NMTIC in New York City, covers that area. So metropolitan planning is a key component of how the federal government sees transportation planning working. Our main job is to oversee planning and investment of more than $2 billion here in our region for transportation improvement funds every year, and to provide a forum for interagency cooperation and public and local input into the regional planning process and funding decisions. One of our core planning principles is to maintain our existing infrastructure. The challenges presented by climate change make that even more daunting. Our ongoing symposium series, we've had several of these over the last year and a half, is one way for us to foster a better understanding of how current and emerging technologies and practices can improve our own processes here at the NJTPA, help us select the right projects, help us plan for a future that is available to all of us in transportation and quality of life. This symposium represents an important conversation. And this is really one of the ones that we're having a real conversation about, bringing people from around the region, around the country, and around the world here, so that we can all think about how do we adapt our infrastructure. We are blessed with a wealth of infrastructure in this region. It's old, it's aging, it needs replacing, it needs fixing, and we need to do it in the context of what is happening with climate change. Potential problems created by increased temperatures and sea levels will all be something we need to take into account as we plan for the future. Sharing information will allow us all to better manage our infrastructure, use technology and data resources that we do have, and make sure that we understand how we are moving forward. Now, in addition to our guests from overseas, we have Mitch Erickson here joining us. He's going to be talking in a few minutes from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, as well as representatives from Rutgers University, who I failed to mention, and Stevens Institute are here today too, and as well as the NJTPA staff, all eager to hear about what's going on. We are going to discuss the various approaches being taken in our region to deal with this important issue. We're fortunate to have a roster of experts today. Complete biographies are in your folder, so we're going to shorten them as we introduce people. That you should have received a folder. If you didn't, there's more in the back. Following our presentations and the panel discussions, we have allotted times for questions and answers, and I really encourage you all to participate in this. This might be a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us to really have this dynamic conversation. At this point, I'm going to turn this over to our moderator, MC, keeper of the time clock for today, Dave Barrand, who is our Director of Government and Community Affairs, who will briefly introduce today's speakers and coordinate our discussion. David, the show's all yours.